Hey everyone, happy weekend to you. It's Saturday and this is the adventures of Rhett and Nate. We are down here at Harris Riverfront Park doing a little walkabout downtown to enjoy this beautiful sunshine we have today. It's chilly out here, but we're keeping everyone nice and cozy. I made a New Year's Day hike post, taking little man out for his first hike. Everett is almost 6 months old now, and so today I thought I would share with you our gear list and what we packed to have a nice safe adventure out in the woods. So please stay tuned. Hey YouTubers, thanks for joining us. I thought I would make a video today to show you what I take on a hike with my little man, who is 6 months old now. This is going to be an opinion video. I'm by no means an expert on this, but I'd like to share with you what I take when we go out on a day hike. Not overnight, just the day. So I'd like to start off by telling you a couple things that I think are very important. Planning is big when it comes to taking a little man out in the woods like this and taking him on a hike. I typically like to know the trail already and have completed the trail myself solo beforehand, so I'm knowledgeable of the area, where to park, how to get around, what to look for, what the conditions might be. So know your route. Also make sure you inform someone, whether it's mom or grandparents, somebody. Let them know where you're going, let them know what you're doing, what time to expect to be back. And check out the weather first too. There's plenty of apps out there. Take a look at the weather, dress appropriately, and check out the terrain as well. If you've done this trail before, you'll know how steep it is, if the conditions would be muddy. So keep an eye on all of those things. You can always do a little walkabout around the city and have an adventure there as well. Hey kitty, come on now, get down, let me do my video. The other important aspect of this is timing. Timing is crucial. Your baby might have a schedule, so you want to make sure that it falls into that Goldilocks period where they're happy or they're not napping. Maybe they've already passed that daily BM, so make sure the timing's right for you. Also, timing as far as duration goes. When you're starting out, we want to keep it to a half an hour or so when we start out, and then let that grow and expand as they start to enjoy hiking out there with you. Also, you want to keep things interesting for them, so you don't want it to go too long. So if there's a great view, or there's a animal, insect, flowers, trees, anything, slow down your pace. Keep it slow. Don't go out there with your Strava trying to hit personal goals. Make it easy on yourself and really stop to enjoy the moment. So those are my two big tips before you even get out there is plan and watch your timing. So without further ado, I'll kind of go in first of what I'm going to take for baby boy Rhett, to make sure that he's comfortable, happy, and healthy. So we're going to make sure that we've got some food for him, all important. That's going to keep him hydrated. I go ahead and mix, or I don't mix the formula in yet, but I'm going to go ahead and pre-measure the water for him. And then I can use the formula and the scoop to measure out what I need for him as he gets fussy and hungry. Another great tool that I found is the pacifier that is attached to the chew toy, which is attached to a backpack or his carrier or what have you. But this is a great low weight, convenient way to satisfy him. Chew toy and pacifier. Getting into the toiletries, the toiletry bag here. So I've got some wipes for him to clean him up, a couple of diapers in there, some biodegradable toilet paper, and some hand sanitizer. Along with that, I'm going to keep my extra Ziploc gallon size bag handy for those dirty diapers. Right now we're not doing overnights. I'm not hugely concerned about weight. A couple of diapers is going to do the trick for us, and I'll be able to pack them out just fine. Moving on to some extra clothes. Well, first and foremost, this time of year, it's probably around 40, 45 degrees outside. So I'm going to keep him in a nice fleece onesie. I'm going to make sure that we're keeping all of his extremities warm and that he's happy and not fussy. To do that, I'm going to have a beanie to keep that head warm. If it was summertime, I'd have that sun hat for him to keep that shade on him and out of the sun. Extra pair of fleece or wool socks. I like to double up the socks as his feet dangle. I'm always grabbing them, making sure they're nice and toasty warm. I got a spit up cloth in there for him as well, in case we have a little accident after he eats. A lightweight blanket is great for just being versatile. And then an extra onesie, just in case we have an accident out there. But that'll fit in a pint-sized Ziploc bag, so no complaints there. As far as anything else for the baby goes, we use the Ergo baby carrier, which we've liked a lot. It's pretty durable, but just make sure you're reading the instructions on yours. There's a lot of these out there. I might make another video on this one specifically, but read the instructions, make sure everything's nice and tight and secure, and ultimately you want that weight resting on your hips and not pulling at your back. So I think I got just about everything else. The mittens, I would do a clip-on mitten in case they toss them off. You're not going to lose them on the trail. And anything, if you eat solid food, make sure you grab that spoon. Right now, Everett is just on the formula. So that's for baby. Also, sun protection, bug protection. Ask your pediatrician about that and do what you see is best. But you want to keep them away from the bugs. You want to keep them away from that brutal sun. Moving on now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to keep in the pack just for worst case scenario type things, convenience. And so we'll go on to that. First and foremost, you're going to need a pack. This is the one I use for our day hikes. Simple, doesn't have a lot of buckles, not a lot of things jingling around to get caught up in the baby carrier. And it's doing the trick. You can go as high end as you want or as low end as you want. I recommend starting out somewhere in the middle and just seeing what works for you the best. The other thing I like is, obviously you got to take your phone with you, whether you're tracking yourself on GPS. But first and foremost, that cell phone is your number one survival tool out there. It's going to get you out of a bind. So document, take pictures, lots of pictures, and enjoy. But keep that phone charged. In order to keep that phone charged, I take a little battery backup here with a lightning cable, and that seems to work just fine for us. The other thing I really like to do is an oversized jacket. So I've got my shell here by Columbia. It's oversized so that I can kind of engulf him in it as well. The one thing I highly recommend is getting a shell or a rain jacket that has the ventilation zippers under the arms here. This is going to allow you to keep yourself out of the elements while still being able to breathe really well as you hike and go up and down and expend that energy. So get those side zippers there. They can close up or help you really air out. So I highly recommend that. Whoops, we'll leave that there. The other thing I recommend is a good pair of boots. I've sprained my ankle a couple of times, so I like an upper high top trail runner. These are Lone Peaks by Ultras and have really enjoyed them so far. So get you some ankle support out there. The last thing you want to do is fall with little man on you. So good boots and a trekking pole. These are great to just kind of keep your balance in muddy conditions, going up or down. They're going to take pressure off your knees and it's going to be able to really help you out when you're carrying that extra load. Little pro tip there is throw some duct tape around that. You're never going to feel it as far as weight goes, and that duct tape can really come in handy for you. So check that out. The other thing, is, some sort of hat. It's going to keep you warm. It's going to keep the sun out of you. You can use it for all kinds of things. Obviously, we're going to want plenty of water for ourselves as well, to make sure, if he wants that extra bottle, we can help him out. But you want to stay hydrated out there. Just in case, I've got some potable aquifer water tabs. These take about 30 minutes for a bottle of water, but they will disinfect water enough to drink. Probably wouldn't give it to little man, but in a pinch, I'd give him my water, and I would use this. You want to have your wallet on you. Obviously, it can be a trail wallet, it can be your regular wallet, but I like to have a little cash on me, my insurance card, anything that you might need as a necessity. You want to have that close by no matter where you're at. I like to dress in layers a lot. I had the shell, the vest, synthetics, then that way you can shed layers as you start to warm up. Take that hat off if you need to, but dress in layers, dress in synthetic materials like fleece and polypropylene. Another favorite of mine, knocks a couple things off the list, is a simple survivor bracelet. This one came with a cheap compass on it. It's got the whistle on it for signaling, and then it's also got a ferro rod with a striker that you can use to start a fire, and then obviously some 550 cord. But it knocks a couple things off the list, and it makes me feel like I've got a good presence of mind that it's lightweight. One thing that is not lightweight that I will not go out in the woods without is my Leatherman. They make these in a bunch of different types and different models, but this one is the Wingman. It's a relatively inexpensive version. I like it because it has the pocket clip on it. It's got the quick open knife, and if I do lose it, if it does fall out, or if I can't find it, then I'm not out a couple $100. But I really like the Leatherman products, and the Wingman especially. Gotta have some food. I'm gonna be packing, up front baby, and in the back are supplies. So I gotta make sure that I'm fueled and ready to go just like he is. So I got a banana and some protein bars in there. I'm gonna be hiking during the day, but just in case, you wanna have that extra torch. You don't wanna rely just on your phone, so a little headlamp is great. This is a 2-in-1 chapstick and sunblock, so this is great to have in the pack. And then a little lighter as well. And then we have the travel first aid kit. If there's going to be an emergency, I'm going to get to the car and I'm going to get to where we're getting. But it's nice to have some antiseptics, some Band-Aids, little things, but don't go overboard. Only pack in what you're comfortable using. Along with that, I like to take this little tarp, this little 5x7 tarp that I found. It's great. I can string it up real quick with a hank of cordage here. I can set it down and we can feed him or change him on it. It's relatively lightweight and can get you out of a couple of different types of binds that you might be in. So that's great. For survival, just in case situations, I've got the SOL Survive Outdoor Longer Escape Bivy. This is the emergency one. It's not breathable. It's pretty much like a Mylar space blanket, but it's in the form of a sleeping bag. If we were to fall into the water and it was cold outside, I'd strip us down and we'd both get in there to warm up our core temperatures to avoid hypothermia. So it's lightweight, it packs down real tight, and it's great presence of mind. So I think we hit just about everything. I'm going to double check, but most importantly, I want you to get out there and have fun with your little one. Everett and I are looking forward to our next adventure to go out and actually utilize this gear. So Hopefully you like this, and if you did, I'd like to encourage you to hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment below, or subscribe to our channel, The Adventures of Rhett and Nate. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.